What is the nature of the colonial state? It is the crony capitalistic state. So I'm saying I'm going to dismantle it. So therefore, I'm going to dismantle capitalism in Kenya. And then I have stated exactly some of the things that I will do in order to do that. I said the social relations and the needs of production will be addressed. Who owns the means of production in Kenya? I have been on this. I've said less than 1%. Apart from the foreigners, less than 1% on land and the means of production. That's capital. That's where capitalism comes from capital. So if you make the ownership of the means of production, you give it to the population, the 99% of the people. Are you not addressing the situation? Because you're saying the wealth should be in the hands of the people that produce it. And the people that produce it are the owners of the means of production, who are the people, the majority of the people. How will capital fly when you have dismantled the 1% that is not investing in Kenya? They steal from Kenyans and they take to Switzerland. Is that not capital flight? When they go to Jersey, the island of Jersey, or they go to the other, Panama, or the other places that they hide their capital, is that Kenya? How is that capital helping us grow? People are scared that we are going to be in conflict with the IMF and the World Bank. How are they helping us? By lending money to Ruto so that Ruto can steal with his cronies? Is that helping us? Because that money does not come to us. That money is left in Washington and New York, where their watches are not like mine. They wear 50 million shilling watches. A human being. A human being is wearing. What do you think that is, my friend? Is that not an illness? Because what difference does it make whether my watch is $100 or 50 million? Does it tell the wrong time? Does it tell the wrong time? Why should you have your phone with the diamonds around it so that it costs 10 million shillings? It's vanity, isn't it? But yet it affects the country. If I only addressed any of these things and created employment for the youth who are unemployed, which is 75% of it, my friend, I would have done my part. I would say, you know what? The rest, Hillel, do the rest. Job, do the rest. Ian, do the rest. I've done my part. I'm ready to die. Because what else should one person do? Just like I gave you the example of Chavez. When Chavez took power in 1999, the unemployment in Venezuela was 75% or thereabout. And the poverty level was 67%. When he died, in 2013, the poverty level had been reduced to 6%. And they tell you socialism is bad. These guys are dictators. The reason why the fool in Washington is complaining about the oil is the fact that Exxon, Mobil, Chevron, whatever American companies were controlling almost 99% of the Venezuelan oil and taking the wealth to the US. And Chavez said no. He nationalized the oil. The revenue of the oil is now helping the Venezuelans. If you are in Venezuela today, you go to university, up to universities, you don't pay tuition. The same thing was happening in Libya. And there was no rent in Libya. You could come to an apartment, you like it, you go and they give you accommodation. You don't pay rent. You don't pay public transport. Buses were free. Taxis were free. Taxis. Okay? Trains were free. Education was free up to PhD. The same with Cuba, even up to now. But they say, oh, communism is bad. No. Their problem is this. I'll tell you what their problem is. They know that their system is really not working. This system where we live is not working. You go to emergency today, you will wait for 8 hours before a doctor attends to you, right? And people die waiting there. It's not the same in Cuba, which they say is a rotten society. And the Cuban economy and the Venezuelan economy is at the state in which it is, even Iran, because there is economic embargo. They can't let them sell their oil to whatever, at the market rate to whoever wants to buy it. They don't allow them to import what they want, even to improve their industry. They can't trade with whoever they want. Don't you see Trump was saying he said they gave him, but he just took 50 billion barrels of oil of another country, and he proudly says, and people support, I took, and I'm going to sell it for the benefit of the US. And when the change is left, I'm going to give some of it to Venezuela. Did you hear me? Yet under international law, and he knows, under the UN Charter, every country is equal to the other, whether you are a superpower or you are a third world. Every country has equal rights, just like you guys. Every one of us have equal rights because we are human beings. The same thing with countries. You cannot, because you have power or wealth, go to another country, kidnap their president, and bring him to your country under your laws, not their laws, because he didn't commit any crime in the US. And he didn't commit any crime in Venezuela. Then you say, I've arrested him because he's a drug dealer. There's no evidence, first of all, that any cocaine leaves Venezuela for the US. Venezuela does not produce cocaine. Cocaine comes from Mexico and Colombia. Fentanyl comes from China, not from Venezuela. A week before he kidnapped Maduro, he released a drug pin that was convicted for 45 years, the former president of Honduras, and took him back to Honduras, a president that had been convicted in the US courts. So, my friend, we need to disagree with the World Bank and the IMF very viciously so that they can stay in America. The same way the Burkina Faso government had disagreed with them viciously, and they are not doing anything to Burkina Faso. Do you understand? We don't need their debts. We are self-sufficient. We have enough resources to take care of ourselves. If we need anything from Canada, we will buy it. If we need something from the US, we will buy it. We will pay and they will deliver. It will be trade, not colonialism. Just the same way we relate today. I live in my house. I go grocery shopping. I pick what I want and can pay for. I reach at the counter. They bring the thing. I pay. I take my goods. Nobody tells me I must eat 2 eggs instead of 3. Nobody tells me I must shop 10 times instead of twice a month or once. Nobody tells me breakfast must be cereals instead of porridge. Nobody has that power over my heart. The same thing with the countries. Nobody has power to tell Kenyans and their president and their government what to do, who to trade with, who to borrow from, at what rate, for the benefit of the people. And that's exactly my point. So yes, in answer to her, Yes. These are the things I will do. And where I fail, you will condemn me, you will remove me, you will stone me, you will correct me, or you will replace me and do better than me. And you have full right to do that. Thank you. Thank you very much. It has been so much fun. Thank you for all the difference and everything.